Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So today we do have another unboxing from Born Pretty. They did go ahead and send over another collection of gel polishes for me to review for you guys. I do also quickly want to say a huge thank you to them as well for being so kind to send me gel polishes so often for me to review for you guys. It's absolutely unbelievable. I love their gel polishes and it's amazing for me to be able to receive them and review for you guys. So as always, in the package we do have 6 gel polish colors, along with like the little pamphlet that tells you how to apply gel polish, how to remove it, and everything like that. Here I'm just taking all the gel polishes out before we get into reviewing all of them. So this is more of like a fall themed gel polish collection, and it also is a jelly gel polish collection. If I remember, I will pop up the name of the full collection right here on the screen for you guys, but it will also be in the description down below, along with the link if you're interested in purchasing this specific collection. So I am just only showing one like little swatching thing like out of the bottle, if that makes sense, and then here I am showing the full swatches, if that makes sense. So again, this is like a jelly gel polish collection, and well, jelly gel polish fall collection. And I am just swatching them. I am only doing 1 coat for each color. If you want it to be more opaque and not super transparent, you can absolutely do more than 1 coat. But I feel like 1 coat just is so pigmented, it's so perfect, and I feel like it gives off the perfect consistency for a jelly gel polish. So again, I am swatching each color, and then I am carrying the swatch stick in the light for 30 to 60 seconds while I swatch the next color. So I will go ahead and just let you guys watch the rest of the swatches, and then we will come back in once all the swatches are completed and we will kind of talk about them. So these are what the swatches are looking like once they're all completed and cured and everything like that. Like I said, this is a fall collection, and this collection is so beautiful. So like I said, if you're interested in this specific collection, I will have the link and the name of it down below in the description box. So getting into the actual nail portion of today's video, I am taking my long stiletto full cover nail tips from Kairos Nail Supply, and I did go ahead and pull out the sizes I wanted to use. And here I am just kind of rounding out the tips of the nails. I don't want them to be like super pointy, but I don't want them to be super rounded, if that makes sense. I want the shape to kind of be more so in between an almond and a stiletto. So again, I'm just taking my hand file and I am just kind of rounding it out just slightly on the tips of each of these nails. And now very quickly, I'm just taking my mini buffer and buffing off the surface of each of the nails so that way the base coat has something to adhere to properly. I've heard that you don't have to do this step at all if you're using like gel polishes for press-ons. You can absolutely skip buffing and just go straight into either applying base coat, or you can use primer for this step. But I just prefer to use a buffer to buff off the shine from each of the nail tips, because that's just what I feel more comfortable with. But it's totally up to you what method you want to use. And now very quickly, I'm just taking the Born Pretty Builder Gel, the 8-in-1 Builder Gel, and I'm using it as my base coat and applying that to all the nails, a very thin layer of this, and then curing it for 30 seconds in my nail light. I do need to get another bottle of this because I am running out, and I absolutely love this consistency, especially when I'm doing press-ons using gel polish. I feel like it adds an even thickness to it, so that way the nails are not so flimsy, if that makes sense. So yeah, I highly recommend using this product right here if you do gel press-ons, because like I said, it gives a nice thickness to your nails. So for my base colors, I will be using 2 of these gel polishes from Elegance Nail Supply, 048 and 049. I am starting off with 048, and I am doing 2 coats of this on each of the nails, except for the ring nail. So I will be doing it on all the nails except for that ring nail. And I am doing a very thin layer and then curing it for 30 seconds, and then doing the second layer with the same gel polish right here, and then curing it again for 30 seconds. I do quickly also want to apologize if you seem to hear me breathing so heavy. I am currently 8 months pregnant right now, and I feel like this baby is just making it hard for me to breathe. That is currently why I don't do voiceovers on my videos as often no more, because of me being pregnant. It just takes so much of my breath pretty much to do these voiceovers, so I mainly only do them when I have to do them. Like for this video, for example, doing a review for Born Pretty, I will do a voiceover, but if I'm not reviewing any type of product, I won't be doing any voiceovers for the next couple of months, honestly. So again, here I am doing that second coat of the 048 gel polish from Elegance Nail Supply, and then I will be curing this for 30 seconds in the nail light, and then I will be moving on to the next gel polish coat. So now I'm taking that 049 gel polish color and applying 1 thin layer of this on top of all the nails. I feel like mixing these two, not really mixing them, but layering these 2 gel polishes provide a nice, perfect, nude base for press-on nails. So that is why I use these ones the most. And since we are working with so many layers, you want to make sure you are doing these layers very thin in between each one. Otherwise, it could get super bulky, but not only that, it could risk the nail shrinking. Like I mentioned before in all my videos, I've never had any problems with anyone saying their nails have shrunken before, whether it's with gel polish or acrylic. So that is why I do very thin layers. And then here's the inspo set for today's set that I will be doing. So for that ring nail, I will be using this blue gel polish color from Blue Sky and applying 2 coats of this, again, very thin layers. And I am also curing it for 30 seconds in between each layer. So for the ring nail, it does have a tiny airbrush design, so I am mixing these 2 to kind of give off a very, very light blue color. So I am putting just a tiny bit in the airbrush machine just because I am only using it on 1 nail. I don't want to be wasting the colors. So here I am mixing it, and then I will be spraying it onto the nail and then curing that for 30 seconds as well, since this is a gel product. Also, if I do remember, I will try to link down below the airbrush gel product that I use, or the gel paints. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I will be linking them down below. And then here are the gel polishes I will be using. I am using the number 4 from the collection I reviewed earlier, and I am using number 6 from another collection I received, I believe, last year or earlier this year. I can't remember. But I will be linking all the products that I use. I will try to remember to link all the gel products that I am using in today's video. So here I am mixing that teal color with that blue color I used previously on the ring nail, just to kind of give it a nice, deepened teal color, if that makes sense. I want it to be, not super teal, but not super light, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it, but I am just mixing it to be, more of a lighter, medium-toned teal color. And then after I'm done mixing all these colors, I will go ahead and start putting the rest of the gel colors I am using for today's set on my palette as well, to make it easier when it's time to use those specific colors. And I did forget to mention, you will also need blooming gel for this nail set if you are trying to recreate it as well. So going off the inspo picture, I am kind of outlining this nail with that tealish color that we mixed. I wanted to recreate the set because, one, I've always wanted to do the tortoise like design. I've never done it, and I feel like I wanted to do it this time around for fall, so that is why I decided to do this set. But not only that, I just felt like the shape and the length of the set plus the colors, everything was just giving like cute fall-y type of vibe, so that is exactly why I wanted to recreate the set. So back to the nail design again, I am just outlining the nail with that teal color, and then once I have it nice and perfected how I want it, I will go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds. So for the middle nail here, I don't know exactly how to describe this nail design, but I am kind of going to be doing like a French tip design, but kind of making that like little oval type of shape more towards the free edge, if that makes sense. And then I will be creating the smile line and infilling everything. I didn't fix it on camera, but off camera, like you'll be able to see the difference later on. I kind of made this little oval too small. Like right now it looks perfect, but once I start infilling everything, it kind of shrinks a little bit, so it looks tiny. So off camera I did kind of just go ahead and fix it to make it a bit more bigger and open, I guess. And then again, curing that for 30 seconds once this nail is completely done. And also for my liner brush, I am using my 18mm liner brush from Kairos Nail Supply as well. See, like right here, you can see kind of how like that oval kind of shrunk a bit. So off camera, I did go ahead and open it up just a little bit. And then again, I'm curing it right now. And then now I'm going ahead and doing the French tips on the rest of the nail. And this will be the base for our tortoise design. So I am taking that number 4 gel polish color from the collection I reviewed earlier. And I am doing my French tips. I know the French tip design on the inspo picture was a bit different than this. But in my personal opinion, I don't like that type of shape of French tips. I am doing this shape that I am more comfortable with, which is more like of a deeper French tip, I guess. So that is what I am doing. And to describe how I do my French tips, I always do the A method. So I start off by drawing the line where I want the heightened portion of my smile line to be. And then I start curving the side lines to kind of help create the rest of the smile line, if that makes sense. And then here to make it easier, I'm just taking the brush from the bottle to infill it a bit more quicker. And then on the sides, I'm taking my liner brush so that way I don't mess up the sides, if that makes sense. And then again, I do cure this for 30 seconds, and I am doing French tips on the rest of the nails that don't have designs. So this is what the base of all the nails are looking like so far. So to finish off the French tips, I am taking that blooming gel and applying a very, very thin layer of this onto the top portion of the French tip, just because I don't want the design to go onto the sides. And here I'm just taking my smaller liner brush, and I'm taking that number 6 gel polish color from that other collection from Born Pretty and kind of like stippling it a little bit onto the French tip, just to make sure it spreads out nicely and it doesn't really spread in more of a circular shape, if that makes sense. And you do kind of want to do it quickly so that way it doesn't spread too much. It kind of blends in with each other. Like I mentioned, this is also my first time doing the tortoise design, so I was really nervous and kind of like iffy on how to do it. I didn't watch any tutorial on how to do this. I just kind of went based off of videos I've seen in the past. So I was really excited with how it turned out, though. It turned out really good. So again, I'm doing the same exact thing on all the other French tip nails that have that will be the tortoise design. I think I did forget to mention, but I am also carrying each of the nails for 30 seconds in between each design or each nail, so that way it's not blooming while I'm doing the other one. So now just to give the design a bit more depth and design, or not design, but just a bit more depth, I am taking my black gel polish and I'm doing the same exact thing as I did using that brown. So I'm applying a very thin layer of blooming gel again on top of the previous one, and applying a small amount of black into the like little circles that we did previously with that brown. And again, doing a stippling motion, not just applying it straight on there. You want to make sure it's stippling so that way it gives it a nice effect. And again, making sure to cure for 30 seconds in between each nail. So to finish off the design, it's pretty simple. You want to use some of these gold like pearl rhinestone thingies. I don't know exactly what they are. And then some gold star like gems, I guess. So I'm taking some smaller gold star gems and I'm applying one in the center of this like French tip design on the middle nail. And then again, I'm curing this with the flash cure light just so that way it stays in place while I work on the other nail. And then I will be kind of describing the next nail in just a second. And now for the ring nail, I'm just taking those like gold pearl rhinestone thingies and I'm applying them onto the top left portion of the nail and the bottom right portion. On the top left portion, there will be 2 pearls or 2 gold pearl thingies, a bigger one and a smaller one, and then on the bottom portion there will be a smaller one. And then I will be taking my flash cure light to kind of cure it in place really quick, and then I am putting the whole entire set in the light for a full 30 seconds just to make sure everything is fully cured. Now this is what the nail set is looking like once everything is completely done. I feel like if you wanted to add a bit more gold into this nail set, you can absolutely like outline the tortoise French tips with like a gold gel polish or even gold chrome and add a bit more gold that way, but I feel like it looks perfect just the way it is. So I am just taking the Born Pretty top coat and applying that on top of everything, including the gold pearls and the gold star, just because if you don't, I feel like it will kind of get rid of the gold like covering on them. So you want to make sure to protect that and apply the top coat on top of that. And then once I'm done applying the top coat on all the nails, I am curing this in the light for a full 60 seconds to make sure everything is nice and fully cured. that is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!